Hello, decision makers. This is Friday, March 12th, 2021. This is the SDA Bible study at sabbath.school/lesson book. Okay. I'll read the whole thing and then I'll read the question and then I'll answer the question. Look at the question Isaiah asked the people of his time. Why do you spend your money for that which is not bread, and your labor for that which does not satisfy? Isaiah 55:2 NRSV. Ask yourself, in what way, if any, are we doing the same thing, laboring for that which does not satisfy? Why is it so easy to fall into that very trap? If self-denial, social kindness, and the Sabbath were important on the Day of Atonement, in Isaiah's day, are they just as important in the end time day of atonement, Daniel 8:14, during which God's jubilee trumpet will signal ultimate freedom at the second coming of Christ, 1 Corinthians 15:52. Compare Leviticus 25:9-10. Explain your answer. In class, open up a discussion on the question of Sabbath keeping. What do you think Isaiah means when he says we should turn away from doing our own pleasure on the Sabbath, and yet at the same time call it a delight? Isaiah 58:13. How can we do both? Keep in mind the context of the complete text of Isaiah 58. So they're asking, I'm seeing here, um, compare Coming of Christ 1:15-52, 1 Corinthians. Compare. Well, I mean, they're all an instruction as far as what's the same. When they say comparison, they're asking what's the same. Um, yeah, I think 1 Corinthians doesn't mention a time. Then have the trumpet sounded everywhere on the... Oh no, that's not the one. Corinthians. In a flash, which is kind of like a brief amount of time, actually. So, um, I guess that is a time. In the twinkling of an eye at the last trumpet, for the trumpet will sound, the dead will be raised, imperishable, and he will be changed. So I didn't actually see that. I read them. But when they say compare, explain your answer. Well, anyway, I think that explains that. I know that the one thing I noticed was this thing here, it will take 2,300 evenings and mornings. Like, there are a lot of numbers in the Bible, and it sounds like almost like a calendar should be developed or something, and figure out what all these numbers relate to. I know some people did, I don't know, some sort of timeline about Bronze Age and stuff at some point. I don't know. But anyway, there's just obviously more to unpack, so to speak. Uh, so the first question, uh, in what way, if any, are we doing the same thing, laboring for that which does not satisfy? I put, someone is laboring that which does not satisfy, because we would be a healthier nation if we are satisfied. So that's what I got for that. Why is it so easy to fall into that very trap? There are no systems to promote satisfaction truly, safely, sustainably, and developmentally. Or if they do exist, they're not talking much to each other. Like, they're not a united system. Maybe, like, if people did referrals properly, then, and follow-ups, who knows? Maybe that would work out as an informal system. But obviously it's not a formal system, or people would do it more often, and if they didn't, they'd be held to account. And anyway, moving on from that. Um, so Where's the question here? That's okay. I'll just read the whole thing. If self-denial, social kindness, and the Sabbath were important on the Day of Atonement in Isaiah's day, are they just as important in the end time of atonement, during which God's Jubilee trumpet will signal ultimate freedom at the second coming of Christ? Compare. Yeah, I got very confused by this question because it's kind of. If self-denial, social kindness, and the Sabbath were important on the Day of Atonement in Isaiah's day, are they just as important in the end time of Day of Atonement, during which God's Jubilee trumpet will signal ultimate freedom at the second coming? Anyway, what I got is yes, because it's lovely. Is like if it's important. It's what I got initially from that question was, is it important, as important? And I got yes, because it's lovely. People who are acting kind and decent, I mean, why would a person, if they're doing that, not continue that, resume that until the end time day? I mean, anyway, so that's what I got for that. Um, what do you think Isaiah means when he says we should turn away from doing our own pleasure on the Sabbath and yet at the same time call it a delight? And I kind of answered one, I have one answer for two questions. How can we do both? I think what is meant is do not idly distract from relaxing and healing. Um, yeah, because it's supposed to be a time of rest. So if a person's, just kind of moving around, doing anything at will, they're not really focusing on relaxing. They can go in and out of focus of relaxing and find probably some comfort in that, I would think. So I hope Sabbath all for all people. Um, and I guess that's that. Bye.